Chris Patterson, who is the pastor of the United Methodist Church, to come and lead us in a word of prayer. And Chris, we're always appreciative of your time and appreciate you always coming when you're called on to lead us in a word of prayer.
It's an honor. Let's pray. On this Patriot Day, Lord, we are thankful for how far our nation has come since the tragic day of 22 years ago. We thank you for the civil servants who continue to serve the nation, the state, and the community. I thank you for these civil servants who are here, duly elected to perform their duty and authorized to serve this city. We pray, God, you will protect our nation on this day. There are many around the world that would like to drive America to its knees, and if we ever go to our knees, Lord, it will always be to look to you, for you are the first defender of freedom, and we are grateful for the freedom that we have. Would you bless our nation, bless our Commonwealth of Kentucky, and bless our fair city. Would you bless these who serve it and those who keep it safe. Please protect those first responders. And Lord, today we will shed tears in you, and we will never forget. But we will keep putting one foot in front of the other, asking you to guide us. God, we give you ourselves, we give you this day, and we give you this meeting. Bless our mayor and those city commissioners and those who serve this city. Bless them in their work today, we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Chris.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go, but we're
I don't blame you. I would too if I could.
We will move on from there to hear the public, and I don't believe we have anything on that. So from there, we'll move on to approval of minutes, and that'll be approval of minutes of the August 28, 2023 regular meeting and public hearing. And I'm sure everyone's had an opportunity to look over those. Do we have any questions or comments?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve the minutes as they're stated. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second by Commissioner Williams. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously. Don't think we have any recognitions today. Under community services, under general government, we have discussion and or possible action regarding People's Bank pledge securities. And Carol Riggenbach will talk to us about that.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't know how much you guys know, but we collect insurance premiums from all the insurance companies that sell policies here. We collect that money quarterly in a lockbox, which used to be at Limestone. Limestone got bought out by People's Bank a couple of months ago. And as part of that balance typically for the 1 month that we get those deposits is over the FDIC limit, so we have to have pledged securities. So Limestone used one, First Horizon, People's wants to use somebody else, so they called me right after the commission meeting last time and asked us to sign new paperwork to make those pledged securities be eligible to go to a different location, and they needed it back within a week. So Kenton authorized me to go ahead and do that, and then we had the mayor sign the paperwork. The signers are the same as on our other accounts. It's the mayor, Kenton, Tammy, and myself. And so everything is in here that we signed, and just asking for you to ratify the mayor's signature on that paperwork.
Actually, you need to approve the agreement and authorize the mayor to ratify the mayor's signature on the agreement.
So we would need a motion to that effect.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I make the motion in that effect.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Stewart. Second? Second by Commissioner McQuarrie. Any further comments or questions? If not, we'll have a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously also. And next will be discussion and a possible action regarding award of bid for new public police departments configuration of IT equipment interview room. And I think Carol will speak to us on that.
We have been very busy bidding out IT-related items for the new police station. We did the one last time for the cabling on Tuesday. The first one is bid 2024-06, which is the IT equipment that was going in the interview room. We had a bid opening on August 16th. We had two bids that were submitted, Southeast Banking Systems at $99,901 and ISTT at $48,193.50. We met as a team and scored them. The score sheet's on page 24 of your packet, based on the financial stability of the companies and our experience with them and the bids that they provided. And we are recommending that we award this contract to ISTT for the $48,193.50.
Just one comment. Kitten and I were talking earlier, and this company that obviously has the lower bid is a company that we've used before, so the staff seem to be happy with that. And it's unusual to get a bid so off-centered from each other, but it's good for us in this case.
The other thing to bring up, this is specialized equipment. I don't know if the chief would want to elaborate on what this is. And it's
ISTT is doing a bid for this other company, basically, so ISTT made the bid. But a lot of the police departments that we went and visited had the same company that did the interview equipment. So, and then they set it up for 4 different interview rooms and then 2 different viewing rooms. So, so it's not only just ISTT who will do the IT related part of it, but this other company is very well known as well.
So it sounds like it's a good check and balance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and the other thing is that I think there in this bid package was 60 hours of training.
Yeah.
That that as new equipment comes in, but I think just that we have that bank of hours that ISTT will be continue to train because it's new technology,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Okay, question. This, all of this IT work that they're setting up, and of course, I think in the future we're going to try to have our meetings at the PD station. This equipment that they're setting up, will this do it won't have anything to do with the.
Unless you're arrested or something like that. That's the only way to get.
Well, okay. Well, I want to make sure definitely, and I know you guys will definitely stay on top of the.
We don't want any to go on that one.
And that's why it's
Thank you
specialized.
for, breaking it down and breaking it off to, what, okay.
But
I
they
got
are,
it.
like, we are working on a bid process
To take care of that as well, because we
Yes.
want to be sure that we don't have any hiccups or
That's right.
anything when it comes to airing these meetings,
Yeah, that's
be it
right.
live stream or however we do it. Okay, I'm tracking it. I see now.
Yeah, the cabling bid had a little bit to do with that, but
Okay.
then the IT that'll come later will do the rest of it.
Sounds good. Okay, no, I don't want no parts of that.
Any further questions or comments? Are we ready for bid, up for motion?
Make a motion to approve it.
Okay,
And
a
authorize
motion by
the mayor-
Commissioner
authorize the
Powell.
mayor to sign.
Have a second.
And all documents.
I'll second, Mayor.
Second by Commissioner Stewart. Any further comments, questions? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, and that vote you carried unanimously for that particular bid. Okay, moving on to discussion and a possible action regarding the bid for police department to access control with cabling. And Carol, you got that also.
So this was another bid for the police station, 2024-07. The bid opening was also on August 16th. There were 4 bids submitted for this one, and you can see once again there are big variations. Southeast Banking Systems bid $40,557. AAA Systems did $55,534.85. Corson Fire and Security, $115,065.17. And PC Gurus or Cortex, at 62,309.83. Once again, we did the same scoring, and what we found is that you could see in these bids who had a specialty or what they focus on, and that's where we think they're getting a lot of their savings and that they could offer us better pricing. So after the scoring we did, we would like to recommend that Southeast Banking Systems be awarded this bid for the $40,557.
And just for a little clarification on the new PD, there is, I don't know, 27 or 30 doors. It has keypads and everything to different levels of authorization. So this is the cabling and all the equipment on the doors to be able to have access to that. So just want to explain what's behind this bid.
Thank you, Kip.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I make that motion,
We
Mayor.
have a motion by Commissioner Stewart,
Second.
second by Commissioner McQuarrie. Are there any comments or questions? If not, all in favor accepting this bid, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and that motion carries unanimously. Next, we will have discussion and possible action regarding printer purchase for City Hall customer service, and Carol also has that. Carol, you're really getting a really
It's the
good,
Carol show today.
workout today.
Luckily, this one is much, much smaller dollars. So, customer service reps use printer all day long, and there's one dedicated just to them, and it has essentially died on us. It needs a new control panel, and it was gonna be $1,800 to replace it. So we reached out to Ryco, who we get all of our printers from recently under state contract, and so they found us a newer, better printer for $1,775.56. And in connection with that, we have to sign a 5-year service contract where we pay by the copy, whether it's color or black and white, and that's really why we need signatures. So we're asking that we get approval for the city to purchase the PEC 600 color laser printer, total cost of $1,775.66, and authorize the mayor to sign all documentation related to the purchase and that service agreement.
Well, I don't believe we can beat that when we get a new one that costs us less than a repair would be.
And we've had that one
I
probably
think
5
that
or
was
6
a
years
no,
at least.
a no-brainer, so. Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams. Have a second? Second. Second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously also.
I think that was Commissioner Powell.
We'll move on to discussion and possible action regarding establishing an inspector appeals board. And Kitten will elaborate on that.
That's on page 162. This is something that, as far as last week, I was surprised that we had and we're embarrassed that we don't have an actual board. But what this is in our planning and zoning regulations, if a building inspector or electrical inspector are doing inspections and the individual is not satisfied or basically with his recommendation, there's an appeal board that this person could appeal the findings to. You can see it's in 11.15, and the regulation sets that it's a technical qualified individual, have professional experience relating to the building industry. The county elects 3 or selects 3, the city elects 2. So with some discussion to try to fill these vacancies, I've reached out and spoken to Larry Cheney. Basically, his background is electrical, and Brent Rushing. He's a local builder for Rushings, and they both agreed if the commission decide to appoint them, they would serve. You can see that per the regulation, Larry would do a 1-year term, and then Brent would do a 2-year term, and after each term, they can be reappointed for 3 years. And the whole thing is that, so they would be, not all of them expiring at the same time as far as the term limits. Maybe some discussions on why we haven't had it, but to my knowledge, we've never had anybody request this before.
No, it's a good thing. I mean, nobody's ever appealed a decision of an inspector before. And FYI, some of you may know this, some of you may not, the county appointed their 3 at their last meeting. So After this, they're prepared to have there are three? Yes, sir.
Who, Larry and Brent, yeah.
Oh, you mean the T's two?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, these two. Yes, they're both local.
Yeah, very.
And they're both, I think they're both very knowledgeable.
They're very knowledgeable in the building industry, so. That would be the recommendation that is support you, so.
I think they'd be good choices.
So the recommendation is Larry Cheney to serve 1-year term and Brent Rushing to serve a 2-year, after each term, they may be reappointed for 3 years. That was the recommendation.
So this is a position that should have that's always been in our regs
Well,
to have,
since
we just.
2020, something,
2018, and I think it predated that, actually.
Okay.
We just never have needed it.
Oh, yeah, I see, yeah.
Which
But-
is great.
but with all the building and everything that's going,
You have to
yeah.
now start filling the gaps. Yeah, we do.
Do I have a motion?
Oh, I'll make that motion,
We
Mayor.
have a motion by Commissioner Stewart, do I have a second? Do we have a second by Commissioner Williams? Any further discussion or comment? If not, we'll have a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? That motion carries unanimously. From there, we will move on to public services. Nothing there. Public safety, washers, everything. Utilities, I don't think we have Johnny here with, discussion of possible action regarding a printer purchase for wastewater treatment, plant. And Johnny's here to present that to us.
Thank you, Mayor. So, at the water treatment plant, we have one main computer that, our one main printer, copier, scanner that we all use. And the past year, it started messing up when I wanted to double print, save pages, save paper, and so it would jam up. Time spent fixing that. Just recently, it will not recognize its ink cartridges, so it will not print at all. And I'm requesting to use the same company, Ryko, that Carol just spoke about in procuring a new printer, scanner, copier with under state contracting. The price is $1,994.79 with a 5-year contract, and it has individual prices for black pages and colored pages. My understanding is that toner is included in the contract as any service. It's just paper that we would be supplying. And so I recommend that the mayor sign the documentation for this 5-year contract, please.
Johnny, I just have one question, it's real simple. Do you know how old this printer is that you have?
2015. The date on the back, the label says it's a 2015 printer. It's an HP. And this is a desktop printer. I have a desktop. I don't really have room for a big cabinet printer.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious.
That's okay, yeah. Jennifer helped me research printers and try to find something that would fit our need, and so that we could move forward. We actually have been coming to City Hall to make our copies and are printing out our documents for the past month, maybe at least a month.
Very inefficient.
Yeah, it is very inefficient.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was budgeted, we knew this was
Right.
going to have to happen this year.
How soon, upon approval, how soon will she be able to get it?
I think
You know?
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Still, you gotta have to come over here for another 3 to 4 weeks?
For our large documents, yes, sir. A lot of
Wow.
things I can scan and I can save those and.
Well, I guess it's better to know you got one coming.
Well, we did not anticipate it, not working at all. We didn't,
Right.
I ordered ink, and it just will not recognize the generic cartridges. So I said, okay, well, they're generic ink cartridges, I'll order HP cartridges. It will not recognize the HP cartridges now either.
Okay.
And I didn't know that.
Hey, that's okay, that's all right. Troubleshooting,
Yeah,
just didn't work.
Trying to save it, you know.
Mayor, I make that motion if you ready to,
Okay.
for a motion.
We have a motion by
Thank you so
Commissioner
much.
Stewart. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Williams, and I believe it's a real need, it's not something I want, it's a real need, so.
It's a lot of money up front, but I do believe that we'll be on the up and things at the end of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously, Johnny, so we can go to work getting one.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. From here, we will move on to ordinances, and I believe Kathy Dillard is here to bring those to us. So Kathy, you can take off here for us.
All right, thank you, Mayor. We'll have second summary reading today of ordinance number 2023-030, an ordinance setting forth the property tax rates for the city of Franklin, Kentucky for the tax year 2023 and calculated using the certified property assessments as provided by the Simpson County Property Valuation Administrator and levying an ad valorem tax of 12.1 cents per $100 assessed valuation on all taxable real property within the jurisdiction, and an ad valorem tax of 12.1 cents per $100 assessed valuation on all taxable tangible personal property and merchandise inventory within the jurisdiction. And I will make a first and second motion for approval.
Do you have a motion?
So move, Mayor.
So moved by Commissioner Stewart. Second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Powell, and we will have a roll call vote.
Before she does that, just for notation, in case the public hearing is not televised with this, we had a public hearing on this previous to this meeting and no one appeared.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Stewart?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Opposed?
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner Powell?
Yes.
And that ordinance passes 4-1. And we'll move on and do second summary reading of ordinance number 2023-031, an ordinance amending a prior ordinance setting forth the dates and times of regularly scheduled joint meetings of the Franklin City Commission and Simpson Fiscal Court. I'll need a first and second motion for approval.
Make that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner McQuarrie, second by, did I hear Commissioner Powell?
You made the motion.
Commissioner Powell made the motion. Okay, and second by Commissioner McQuarrie.
Gotcha.
No, Commissioner Williams seconded it.
I heard, okay, Commissioner Williams seconded it.
I think that's right.
Okay.
Commissioner McCrary is saying he didn't, so.
He did.
Oh, you did not make the motion, is that
I made the
correct?
motion and Commissioner Williams.
All right.
Okay.
So we have a first motion by Commissioner Powell, second motion by Commissioner Williams, and we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Stewart?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
And Commissioner Powell?
Yes.
And that ordinance passes unanimously. We'll move on and do second summary reading of ordinance number 2023-032, an ordinance to close the public portion, of a 0.3 acre tract, more or less, of First Street, also known as an unnamed street, located between Orange Street and the CSX Railroad in Franklin, Kentucky. And I'll need a first and second motion for approval.
So move, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Stewart,
Second.
second by Commissioner Powell. All in favor, aye?
No, roll
Let's
call.
have, sorry, we'll have a roll call
We'll do
vote.
a roll call. Commissioner Stewart?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner Powell?
Yes.
And that ordinance passes unanimously. And finally, we'll have second summary reading of ordinance number 2023-033, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2023, and ending June 30, 2024, by estimating revenues and appropriations. And I will do a summary reading of the change in funds for revenues and appropriations. General fund, total revenue amended to $11,787,034. Stormwater is no change. Utility fund amended to $8,279,819. No change to the sanitation fund. Municipal aid fund amended to $606,728. No change to the cemetery fund or perpetual care. And the police construction and process fund, there's no change on total revenue there. And total revenue amendment to the debt service fund, $261,873. For appropriations, general fund amended to $10,837,373. Stormwater fund amended to $372,121. Utility fund, total appropriations amended to $13,889,684. No change in total appropriations for the sanitation fund. Municipal aid fund, total appropriations amended to $452,000. Cemetery fund and perpetual care, there were no changes in appropriations to that fund. Police construction and process fund, total appropriations amended to $7,588,143. And debt service fund, total appropriations amended to $261,873. I'll need a first and second motion for approval.
Make a motion, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner McCreary. Second. Second by Commissioner Williams, and we'll have a roll call vote to that.
Commissioner Stewart,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Mayor Dixon,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Powell,
Yes.
and that ordinance also passes unanimously. This concludes the second summary reading of these ordinances. The full text is available at City Hall at the office of the city clerk during normal business hours, and will be available on the city's website upon passage and publication.
Kathy, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, I believe that takes care of our ordinances, and we'll move from there on to executive session. And under executive session will be discussion of proposed or pending litigation under KRS 618101C. Also under executive session will be personnel, and that'll be discussion or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee under member number KRS 618101F. And I will need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams,
Second, Mayor.
second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we now move into executive session. Okay, do I have a motion that we come out of executive session?
So moved, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams,
Second.
second by Commissioner McQuarrie. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And we now move back into regular session, and I think Scott has a couple of motions that he needs to bring before.
I have one motion, and then I have something I want to bring up under my report. First is a motion to hire Cliff Beecher as a part-time supervisor for the lead pipe program for 4 to 5 hours a week for up to 1 year.
Mayor, you need a motion for that?
Yes, please.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Stewart,
I'll second it, Mayor.
second by Commissioner Williams. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously.
And then,
Scott.
under my report, I want to say that, as the commission is well aware, we have been involved in some litigation with Blackberry Ridge over the condition of the street for several years now. And we have agreed to a settlement, and it's under the terms of the settlement and release agreement. And for the public's benefit, the reason that this transpired was because the citizens of that and residents that live in that street, that are also city residents, were unable to get school bus service, or trash pickup service because the trucks would not go down the streets due to the condition of the streets. And for the health and welfare of those residents, we agreed to pay some money, even though, again, we did not accept those streets, but to help their quality of life. So with that being said, I would ask the commission to adopt a motion to approve a settlement and release agreement with Blackberry Ridge to repair the street, contingent upon approval of the court, and to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement and any and all other documents as may be necessary to effectuate the terms of the settlement.
I think the public has heard the comments. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
We have a motion by Commissioner McQuarrie,
I'll second, Mayor.
second by Commissioner Stewart. Are there any further discussions or comments? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, and that's all I have under
Okay.
city attorney.
Okay? All right, well then, we'll move on to city manager report.
I have none, sir.
Okay? We'll move on to city commission reports, and we'll start with Commissioner Stewart,
I don't have it, Mayor.
Commissioner
No, sir, I
McQuarrie,
don't either.
okay? Commissioner Williams,
No, sir, no.
Commissioner Powell.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adjourn. All that is in... do we have a
Second, Mayor, second.
Second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And we now stand adjourned.